I think she said a lot of like unprovoked things.
Maybe just Trinity flat out calling out Soul. So the winning couple and the second place couple of Love Island USA Season 8 were on Watch What Happens Live last night. Trinity, Bryce, Aniya, Carl, with, Andy getting his first shot at questioning some people from the cast before he does the reunion. Andy as a reunion host, I could be very mixed on. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't, but he was struggling to get drama out of these four on the show last night. And that's not going to go well if he's struggling during their reunion, because he likes mess and he's going to want to get some mess one way or another. But there was definitely some shade thrown. Maybe just Trinity flat out calling out Soul, which is what we're going to talk about first. Because as we covered when it happened, when Soul got out of the villa, she was saying that there was all this love for her. Oh, we feel sorry for Soul. And she clung on to that. But she took things too far with her shit talking, especially when she tried to shit talk Trinity and Bryce, which we covered here on the channel, saying that Bryce was really interested in Kata. And she knows Bryce's thought process somehow, even though Bryce never told her that. She did later walk it back after she saw that she was messing with someone more popular than her. But she was asked a question last night, Trinity was, if there's anyone in the villa from the villa to now that has changed her opinion that she would like to ask a question to. This is what Trinity had to say. Let's listen.
It's just one person that I kind of don't know about, and that's Soul. I think she said a lot of like unprovoked things after she left, and I didn't have an issue with her. I've never once had a problem with her because she didn't come for me. So for her to make comments about me and my couple, my relationship, it was a little off-putting. So that would be my answer. She just a little.
Okay, all right. Okay, Nelson, what do you?
So Trinity has caught whatever shade that was from Soul, even though Soul has since walked it back, but clearly those two haven't spoken about it. But this was not the only time last night that Soul's spot, if you will, got blown up, because Andy also asked this question, even though he mispronounced Soul's name and somehow called her Saul. But here we go.
Saul made an effort to become friends with the girls. 1, 2, agree or disagree? Okay.
So all disagreeing, even though Carl wasn't even there, but I'm sure he's heard about it. Soul's whole thing, well, the thing about Soul from a part of the fan base was that she was getting bullied. Nobody wanted to accept Soul. Even though with our own eyes we saw that if anyone in the house or the villa was like making Soul not fit in, it was Sincere, who was two-timing her and going back and forth between her and Melanie. And we never saw the girls do anything to her. We always saw the guys do something to her. It was the guys that pied her several times. It was the guys that voted her out of the game. And yet she got off the show and she played into what was a very misogynistic coverage of the show this year. There was a lot of misogyny with the commentaries this season, whether people will ever admit it or not. That was definitely the case. And so Soul played into what she was seeing, because people early on wanted the OG girls to be bullies somehow. And she got off on a live and she said she had to watch the episodes first to see that she was being bullied, which didn't even make sense. So when Soul got out of the house and she said maybe she was being bullied, she didn't catch that until she watched the episodes. I called that out when it happened. Calling it out again here, that doesn't make sense. How was your lived experience not giving you those vibes? You had to watch the show to see that you were being bullied. I think anyone with real discernment, and not whatever kind of discernment KC stands think they have, in my comments sometimes, real discernment was being able to see that Soul never really took the time to get to know anyone except Sincere. She also, after the show, went on lives talking about how she's going to really give it at the reunion. She had this conversation with Bea, and they're the only real bitches there. I don't think they know Trinity very well.
Y'all gonna hate us. I mean, y'all probably gonna love us on the reunion because I feel like we the only real bitches in that, like, to actually speak our mind and say something. So
My other thing with Soul that was, though, she had this friend that was on social media during the time that she was on the show that would always talk about Soul's life and how a lot of people have abandoned Soul. Soul doesn't have many friends. She's just one of them. And this friend said a lot of negative things about Soul, even though she was trying to be supportive of Soul. But from everything that friend said, that was another way to be able to see that Soul kind of is the problem when it comes to friendships, relationships in her life. If her own friend is saying Soul doesn't have a lot of people in her life, Soul has since cut that friend off. And I'm not saying Soul is wrong for doing that because the friend was talking too much shit. But it is another example of it looking like Soul doesn't get along with people.
Communication is so fucking important because yes, I regret defending her now. I don't regret how I said it. I don't regret what I said because I hurt her feelings, not because of that. I asked her many times if I hurt her feelings. But I regret doing it because I look fucking dumb again, you guys. This is so much bigger than just this situation. Like, to me, this is my life. You just made it seem like in my face we're the bestest of friends. But to the world, you're like ashamed.
So yeah, another example of Soul not getting along with a woman that was supposed to be her friend. And again, I'm not saying Soul shouldn't cut her off because her friend was saying a lot about Soul's life when she was in the villa, although she was doing it in a way to try and make people feel sorry for Soul, which was the only reason Soul got popular in the first place. People wanted to feel sorry for her. Now, speaking of people that want people to feel sorry for them, Casey and Titi came up on Watch What Happens Live last night. This is what Aniya said when Andy asked her what he should ask Titi at the reunion.
I know she said on the After Sun that she didn't plan on have a lot of people, her friends, outside the villa, so I was wondering if that had to cater to us.
Aniya wondering when Titi said on After Sun what she did, that there's a lot of people in the villa she wouldn't be friends with. Is it Aniya that is one of those people? My whole thing with Titi and Casey playing victims on YouTube right now, and that's going to be their whole shtick going forward, even though that's only going to play to a very niche audience before it gets old. Titi can't play victim. She genuinely can't play victim because we saw with our own eyes Titi getting along very well with the girls, saying things like she really gets along with them, she really likes them, she's been accepted by them, saying that she doesn't really have friends in real life, so this is new for her. But then goes on After Sun and says there's people she's not going to be friends with. That is Titi being fake, if that's going to be the case and if that's going to continue to be what she goes with. Bryce talked about reaching out to Casey, who is going through it, and Casey not getting back to him.
Going through it, so I just want to see how he's doing, you know?
Have you thought of texting him to see
I have
how he's
texted
doing? Oh, you have, and he hasn't answered?
Yeah, I think he's just been, busy and stuff, so...
Yeah. Okay. Last up is...
So I do think that come reunion time, a lot of the drama is, of course, going to revolve around Casey. That is the way I'm seeing it being played up. If he's not talking to people outside of the show right now, then things are going to come up during the reunion where he's going to have to talk about it then, and that could just create more drama for him. Though I guess that does go well with the agenda of being a victim that Casey is, trying to make his brand right now. Last thing to talk about from last night is when these four were asked about Sincere a lot, they still continue to defend Sincere, and I get why they do it because they want their friend Melanie to be happy with Sincere. I don't respect it though, because this is again something we saw with our own eyes. Sincere never really changed on the show. He never got an opportunity to change. Bombshell stopped coming in, so of course we didn't get to see Sincere prove himself to Melanie. So of course Sincere is still going to get a lot of flack from the audience, and that's just not going to magically change because the core four want to stick up for Melanie and they want to defend Melanie and they want people to get over it. That's just not going to change. Here's what Aniya had to say when she was asked a question about why she was always, Team Sincere for Melanie.
I feel like being in the villa, you guys only see an hour of everything that was happening. And I feel like being by Melanie's side, I told her countless times, like, how sincere is. But I also feel like he proved himself a lot, like, in trying to come up from all the things that he did. And I feel like that's a perspective that wasn't shown, really showcased on camera.
And again, I'm just not feeling it. Or as Trinity would say, I'm not fucking with it because... yeah, we only get to see an hour a day, but we got to see all of the shit that Sincere did. And so even if people want to give Sincere the benefit of the doubt or want to give Melanie the benefit of the doubt, and right now everyone still wants to be Team Sincere, when the time comes when Sincere does Melanie wrong, which feels inevitable, I don't want to hear the crying when that happens. Especially from the core four. All in all, last night's Watch What Happens Live, like I said, Andy struggled to get too much drama out of the cast. So I'm a little worried about the reunion. I don't know how dramatic they all are going to be. We already had a Traitors reunion this year that Andy cannot get a lot of drama out of people. It needed the housewives on that cast to really give us drama at the reunion because they're experts at reunions. This cast doesn't really have any of that. So I see a lot of drama revolving around KC. But we'll see. Maybe Casey will talk to other people before then on the cast so it doesn't all have to come out at the reunion. But the reunion is being recorded in like less than 2 weeks.